Ever since I was little, basketball has been kind of the center of my life, the thing that I've dedicated myself to, and my time and my efforts that I've really worked really hard at, probably starting in the 4th grade, really seriously. Going into high school, got a lot of attention, being one of the only freshmen to ever start on varsity in the history of my school, and really, leading our team, and got 2nd team All Big Bend that year, and really had a good freshman year. That's when I kind of, my name started to get out there and started to receive a lot of attention for it. And although I didn't know at the time, basketball really started to become an idol for me. On Halloween in 9th grade is when I actually got saved, gave my life over to God, and since then it's been a constant struggle. I've had a lot of injuries. Starting summer going into 10th grade, I hurt my hamstring, and it was a minor thing that if I would have taken the time out and let it heal, it would have been a couple weeks and gone away. It wouldn't have been a problem, but I didn't take any time off, and it really affected my whole summer. And once I got hurt, it really was like my whole world crashed. I felt like I had no friends. I felt like nobody believed in me. The basketball was the only thing I had, the one thing that I had dedicated all my time and effort to, and when that wasn't there, I felt like I wasn't accepted. Even though I had, given my life to God, it was still, a constant battle between basketball and God, and basketball was still higher up in my priority list at this time. And, same thing going into my sophomore year. I healed, but, not really as well. Didn't really play as well as I wanted to. Really took me a full year to get back. Junior year was very good. I got my first scholarship offer that year, and really was having a very good year. The summer after your junior year is really the biggest year, time period for recruiting for basketball. So I was, trying to get ready for that. Or one day we were doing one drill, had a sudden cut, and then it just, I felt, a snap, certain, really sharp pain, hobbled off, went, kind of sat down on the side. And I remember thinking like, I did something. I didn't know what it was, but I needed to go get it checked out. So I went 3 days later after that. I went in the morning, got an MRI, went back to school, was sitting in art class, and I remember I got a text from my dad saying that broke your 5th metatarsal, we'll probably need a screw. We will go back to the doctor's office after school. And I never forget just looking at that, and it was like couldn't be real. And it was like it got really cold in the room. All of a sudden, like kind of broke into a cold sweat. Like I started shaking. And I walked outside just to kind of get away and kind of like process it. And I remember just kind of walking around, really tears kind of running down my face. And I remember I called Adrian just to tell him, and I had to tell somebody. I didn't know what to do, didn't know what to think. And I remember him, really just telling me like, you didn't do anything wrong. God's not punishing you for this. He didn't necessarily do this to you, but God can make this a blessing somehow. From the beginning, decided, if I was gonna be able to, make it through this and not let, my world crash because I couldn't, play basketball, because basketball is supposed to be the center of my life, that I really was gonna have to trust God and put my faith in God. And that it was a lot for me, because still at that time I didn't realize how much of an idol basketball was to me until I lost it. So I had surgery, and I wasn't able to walk for 8 weeks, and it was really, really tough. Not being able to do the one thing that I've done since I was little, every day, 2 or 3 times a day. As I kind of went through it, God really began to speak to me. Even though God didn't do this to me, He was going to make this a blessing. It gave me more time to read, to pray, to spend time with God. I really felt like I grew closer to God through this, and He built my faith. Really able to just trust in Him, and God only, and not trust in me, because at any moment basketball or my body would fail me, but God's always going to be there. If I have my faith in God, then that's the strong foundation that I can always count on. Through all that time, through the injury, through God really working in my heart to tell me that I'm not playing basketball for me, and basketball is never going to fulfill me, but what drives me and what keeps me going is God. Basketball is just, you know, the tool that He's using me in right now, and really just having the opportunity to play at the highest level Division I basketball now is such a blessing and so humbling. Something that I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to do at the beginning of the summer, but God really did have it in store for me, and I'm very thankful for that. My name is JT, and that's my story.